Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, enemies and friends, welcome to the show that never ends. You are tuned into On the Real on the R Squared Network, where we keep you up to date on all the goings on in the world of TV and movies. I'm your host, Steve Johnson, and joining me today is my brother from the same mother, Mr. Johnson.
How y'all doing out there again in
right.
TV land?
All right. And the last best hope for the resistance, Mr. Woods.
What up?
How are you today?
Not bad. Fun fact.
Tell them about these facts.
In 1903, Edison killed Topsy the elephant.
Okay.
Because he wanted to get Westinghouse and his rival out of business.
Interesting.
You know he hated AC current.
We can talk about this when we do the review for The Current Wars, starring Cumberbatch, and I can't remember his name right now.
Right.
But General Zod.
There we go.
All right. So, as you may have guessed, today's show is all about the Oscars, the 90th Oscars, the 2018 Oscars. Oscars, yeah, Oscars.
Right.
Damn it. But that's what the show's basically about today. We're going to talk about who we think got snubbed. We're going to talk about what we think about the nominations. And at the end of the show, we are going to tell you who we think is going to win. And we are keeping records of this thing so that we can go back when the Oscars start and see who's right.
We're all keeping records.
Oh, we got receipts.
Right.
Okay. So first, we are gonna go through and let you know who got nominated, give you a little bit of thoughts, and then we'll move on to the next topic. So,
okay,
let's get this party started. All right, we've only picked 10 awards, the ones that we think are the most interesting. Not to disrespect Best Editor or Best Score or anything like that.
Who cares?
Don't say that. A lot of people care.
Right.
Jason joined us. He says Kobe's gonna win.
Yes. He's talking about animated short. Yep.
All right. But that is not on our list.
Shout out to Jason.
So let's start this thing off.
But he might be right about that.
Best animated feature. So the nominees here.
What do we got going?
The Boss Baby.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we got? Okay, so we've got Boss Baby. We've got The Breadwinner. That's like a traditionally hand-drawn animated cartoon.
Okay.
We've got Coco.
Okay.
We've got
Coco.
Ferdinand.
Right.
That was another CG movie.
Okay.
And we have Loving Vincent. What do you guys think about this?
Coco.
Whoa. Don't worry about it. Slow down. We're just listing them off. Do you think that's a worthy list? What do you think?
All right, so just thoughts about the list
just
itself.
Thought about the nominees.
Of the list?
We will get into
Coco.
snubs and we'll get into predictions and all those things.
I don't have a problem with anything that's on this list. There's not a lot of animated features that I personally have seen this year.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh yeah, I've seen tons of animated features when I haven't.
Right.
But the only film that I've seen is Coco, and as I got drubbed in that Disney picks, which I'm okay with getting drubbed in those Disney picks.
Yeah.
I am all for Coco, but there's a couple of others that's on this list that I didn't see that I am interested in seeing because it was something I think Steve was mentioning that in Loving Vincent, it's drawn or animated in Vincent Van Gogh style or something like that. So
they got a few hundred artists that would all go and hand draw, like hand paint oil paintings in the style of Van Gogh.
That's gonna win
for the whole movie, like 90 minutes.
Because it's artsy fartsy and this is Oscar time. That's gonna win.
I'm just saying the work that takes. It's actual oil painting.
Like traditional.
It takes work into making a film like Coco.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like.
Don't disrespect.
No disrespect.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. So, next category we've selected is cinematography. So we've got Blade Runner 2049 with Roger Deakins. We've got
Trash.
The Darkest Hour. Don't disrespect. Bruno Del Bonnell
Del Bonnell, yes.
Del Bonnell for
Yes.
The Darkest Hour. We have Dunkirk for Hoyt van Hoytman.
I like how you had that. Put those H's in
Put a
there.
little phlegm in there.
Right.
We have
Put some chutzpah
Rachel
on it.
Morrison for Mudbound. I think that's the first like female cinematographer directed.
Okay.
Mudbound is a
Uh-huh.
beautiful film. You can catch it on Netflix right now. Netflix stepping the game up. We'll talk
check
about that
that.
later.
Okay.
And The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Get your lips
Dan
together, guy.
Louston.
Lost him.
This is a
You think
tough
that's
list.
a worthy list?
This
Yeah,
is a tough
that's
list.
tough.
For cinematography, oof.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
I would say, even
let's
though I
keep
think the
party
movie is
going.
trash, it's gonna be Blade Runner.
Okay.
'Cause for cinematography-
we're gonna get into who.
Right.
we're gonna get into your
Just
predictions.
brief thoughts
Yeah,
on these
I
things.
just want to know
Right?
if you mad. I'm really just doing this list for the audience who don't.
Oh,
know
so
who
we're
got
doing the
nominated.
predictions later.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying
Yeah,
my stuff
you're
now.
just doing whatever you feel like.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's
Normal
keep,
stuff.
Keep the
Normal.
party going. Visual effects. We have Blade Runner 2049 again.
Mhm.
We have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Right.
We have Kong Skull Island.
This is another tough
We have
list.
Star Wars The Last Jedi, which feels like it should have been on the
cinematography?
list. I don't
Yeah.
know how good the special effects, the CG was here.
Yeah,
Right,
And
right.
War for the Planet of the Apes with good old Caesar.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So, all right.
This is a tough list
let's-
for the
let's-
visual effects,
We're going to keep the party going here.
as well as cinematography. So far,
All
those
right.
are two tough lists.
Best adapted screenplay.
This is another one.
So we have James A. Ivory for Call Me By Your Name.
I haven't seen it.
We have Scott Neustad did something.
Just say Scott.
Newsteader.
Neustadter. There you
There
go.
you go.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
problem.
that.
And Michael H. Weber.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
It's like I can
for
pronounce
best-
normal names, guy. I don't need your help with that.
We have James
saying
Mangold,
Weber.
Scott Frank, and Michael Green for Logan. This is the first ever
Logan.
comic book
Logan.
nominated in this category.
Right.
Usually comic book films get like best special effects or something
Right.
like that. First ever best adapted screenplay. This opens door. We're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it later. Molly's Game, Aaron Sorkin. Come on. You
Yes,
know what's
sir.
going to happen.
Yes, sir.
Aaron Sorkin been putting in work. Virgil Williams and Dee Reese for Mudbound. That's another nomination for Mudbound. Something that you can catch on Netflix right now.
Right. The plug.
Interesting.
Right.
Very
Right.
Plug,
That-
you getting a check?
this is another. Again, this
Definitely-
is a tough
Definitely
list.
not getting a check.
Shout out to Monique.
we
Boom.
getting there. All right, next category. Best original screenplay. We have Emily V. Gordon for The Big Sick. That's a comedy. That's a big deal. A comedy movie's getting best.
Don't forget Kumail Naji.
I'm
All right.
coming there. But
Okay.
you said it.
My bad.
I'm not going
Okay.
to try to pronounce it.
Nagiani.
Okay. We have Jordan Peele from Key and Peele for Get Out.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
We have Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. The Shape of Water. We have Guillermo del Toro and Vanessa Taylor.
Okay.
And we have Martin McDonough for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which I saw last night. It's a damn fine movie.
Yes, it is.
All right, next.
What's your take?
Well, we can do a review, but next, let's keep the party going because we got a lot to get through, and I don't want to keep us here all day.
Yes.
Supporting actress Mary J. Blige for Mudbound. This is our
Okay.
third or fourth Mudbound.
Shout out to
Mary.
Mary.
Shout out to Mary and shout out to Netflix. Okay. Allison Janney. She played the mother in Tanya.
Plug in Netflix.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's
Okay.
gonna win.
Allison.
No,
Janney.
well, there's a reason I'm plugging.
No, keep going. I'm
No,
just messing.
but,
It's all
okay,
good. It's all
okay.
good.
This
It's
is a
all
big
good.
deal.
No,
They've
but
been-
that
No.
Netflix
Netflix has
movies is
been
getting
getting,
nominated for Oscars.
Crapped on.
Right.
That's crazy.
So,
So, but I'm just saying the opportunity is not. It's like you don't have to wait for a studio to put it out. You can just put it out on Netflix and you get Oscar. Because we was talking about that before.
That's why I keep bringing it up.
Yeah.
Or you can make
Even
it
before
bright.
this happened.
But
Yeah.
that is another argument. All right.
Man.
Also, we have Leslie Manville from The Phantom Thread. Man, she was good in that.
Yes.
We have Laura Metcalf from Roseanne. Remember, she played Roseanne's sister. She's in Lady Bird. And we got Octavia Spencer in The Shape of Water.
Man, that's some stiff competition there.
Stacked.
It
I know
is.
who I think's going to win.
I do too.
I want Mary to win because, like, remember them couple years where it wasn't no black people even getting nominated. So for merit, it'll look good.
Okay.
It'll look good.
All right, let's keep the party going.
What you got? Supporting actor?
Supporting actor. We have Willem. It's not William. It's Willem Dafoe. Now, you may remember him as the Green Goblin.
The Green Goblin.
Original in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. We got Woody Harrelson for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Which
yes,
I loved
Woody
him in
Harrelson.
Richard Jenkins in The Shape of Water. We have Christopher Plummer. Surprise from All the Money, in the World. Replacing Kevin Spacey.
Right. Now, is Sam Rockwell the other officer?
Sam Rockwell is the other officer.
Okay, just making sure.
Because
that's who I was wondering. Like, yo, is he gonna get a nod for this? Because this is good. All right.
Although I felt like he was just being Sam Rockwell.
Is that Sam Rockwell?
I mean, no. I don't mean like all the crazy aspects of it. No spoilers, but I mean like he feels like the same guy that was running against Iron Man in Iron Man 2. Like it just felt like that kind of character. So? Like just scummy. Okay.
All right. No,
let's keep the party going.
I don't think so.
Okay. Next we have leading actress. So we've got Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water.
Okay.
Right? Now that was an interesting role because she played someone who couldn't speak.
Right.
So now she's acting as a deaf person who can't speak and has to do sign language the whole movie. Very interesting.
Right, she was mute, yeah.
Frances McDormand, that is the lead in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, playing a mother whose daughter was, brutally killed and who is renting billboards to goad the cops into solving her daughter's murder.
Right.
The range that she's displayed there. The competition is still stiff. We have Margot Robbie for I, Tonya.
Ooh.
That was she did very well. I was very proud of Margot Robbie there. Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird. And then of course the street monster,
the great
Meryl
one.
Streep for The Post.
The great one.
She can fart on camera and get a nomination.
Right.
That's how that works. All right, let's keep it going. Leading actor Timothée Chalamet for Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah.
Who plays a young boy who has a vacation home in Italy, and hilarity ensues. I'll leave it from there when Armie Hammer comes to town. Okay, then
I didn't see that one, man. I didn't see that one.
I did, and
all right, come on, next up.
All right, Daniel Day-Lewis for The Phantom Thread.
I did see this.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
The
last Mohican.
Yes, sir.
The Lincoln,
come on now.
Oil tycoon.
Okay.
The
There
leader
will be
in the
blood.
gangs of New York.
Yes, sir.
Bill the Butcher.
Yes, there you go. But
and so many more.
This may be the male version of Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Like he is.
How many has he won so far?
One of the greatest actors of our generation.
Yeah.
How many has he won?
3 or 4.
Shit. This guy's good.
I mean, look at his body of work. Okay. This is an interesting one. Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out. What do you guys think about that?
No.
He did a great job, but I don't know if for me personally, if he's gonna get that.
Okay. Let's keep it going. Denzel Washington for Roman J. Israel Esquire.
Unfortunately, I have to be honest, I didn't see that movie.
Nobody did. You can't even catch it in the theater, and you can't even find it on iTunes.
Yeah. No, because I don't even remember that movie came out.
Weeks.
I don't even. I was like, wait a second, Denzel Washington.
Find it, but you know what? I'm not mad that he's
My
on there
dude,
because you know what? They owe him back Oscars.
Yo, he gained mad weight for that. He got a gap surgically put into his teeth by the dentist.
Is that the movie that he did that for? See, but I can't find it.
Okay.
Like that's dedication, bro. He had people clowning him on the gram. Yo, he should win the Oscar just for that.
But that's okay.
That's dedication.
I didn't see that movie.
Denzel Washington is up there, right? He is that Daniel Day-Lewis level.
Right.
He is classically trained. He is, again, one of the greatest living actors. Now,
let's talk about my boy,
Gary Oldman.
Yes, sir.
Darkest Hour.
Mm-hmm.
where he played Winston Churchill.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to have prosthetics on the whole movie. And if you didn't know it was Gary Oldman, Commissioner Gordon from Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight series.
There's so many.
No. I mean, remember when he was in Planet of the Apes too?
So many movies.
We can keep going, but the point is Gary Oldman. I'm just saying the transformation.
Was he in the Fifth Element?
Was he in the Fifth Element?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I can't tell you. All right, let's keep the party going. Directing. This is very interesting. For the first time ever, for all his work, our boy Christopher Mother effing Nolan, first time nominated for Best Director.
Yes,
After
sir.
all the work he put in, right now is when they nominate him. And they nominated him for Dunkirk, and it was a damn fine film, so I'm not mad at it. Even if you discount all his other work, he deserved that for what he did here. The way he filmed this whole thing in IMAX, the way he did it, he did a movie where no one has names. There's hardly any dialogue.
Dialogue is very minimal.
The pace up and told a story without words.
Yo,
and that come on.
Yeah, he's about
he
to
deserved
get,
it.
He's
You
about to get
felt
crapped
like
on in the Oscars.
You felt like you were in those fighter
So
jets.
whack.
But anyway, let's go. This is a very big deal on his freshman outing as a director.
He's already
Jordan
in there.
Peele gets nominated for Get Out.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. That movie had a $4.5 million budget.
Yeah, well deserved.
It spoke to so much. There was so much underlying things there.
Right.
And again, that's also why he's nominated for Best Original Screenplay.
Right.
Now here's another one. Lady Bird for Greta Gerwig.
Okay.
By the way, this was one of, if not the highest rated film this year.
Lady Bird?
Yes.
Okay.
On Rotten Tomatoes. But again, that is an average of positive of negative reviews. So you'll get a positive review even if you got a 60 or 70, right?
Mm-hmm.
Passing counts as a point in that direction. But good film. We'll talk about whether we think it's well deserved in a minute.
Okay.
Because again, the competition's stiff.
Yes, it
Paul
is.
Thomas Anderson for The Phantom Thread.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now.
Dope movie. And last but not least, our boy Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. Mm-hmm.
Now, Guillermo del Toro has been putting in work for years. You remember Pan's Labyrinth?
Yep.
You remember Hellboy?
Yep.
You remember, I'm just going to put this out there. A lot of people like it. I wasn't a super fan, but Pacific Rim. But you know what? It was original.
I also remember that he said on stage that you sign in blood 3 years of your life away for one item to be on IMDb.
Yeah.
So there we go.
All right. Now,
his words, not mine.
Here's the big one. Best Picture.
Yo, tough competition, man.
So this year, for Best Picture, we have 9 nominees. They could have went 10, but they only went 9. So we have Call Me By Your Name. We have The Darkest Hour.
Mm-hmm.
We have Dunkirk.
Mm-hmm.
We have Get Out.
Okay.
We have Lady Bird.
Right.
We have The Phantom Thread.
Yes, sir.
We have Steven Spielberg's The Post.
Okay.
We have The Shape of Water. And we have, finally, not Logan. No. We have
Robbery.
3
I demand a
billboards
recount.
outside Ebbing, Missouri. So those are our nominations, and we are going to go and talk about it some more on the focal point.
Those
We're
are
gonna
their
give you
nominations.
Some predictions for later.
Right.
But there was a little bit of news this week, and I don't want to get too caught up in that because this show is all about the Oscars. But speaking of Oscars, there's a tradition at the Oscars. Every year, the person who won Best Actor the previous year presents the award for Best Actress the following year.
The Best Actor previously presents the Best
Actress?
the award for
Actress.
Best Actress.
And the Best Actress
okay.
presents Best Actor?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
the person who won Best Actor last year was Casey Affleck. Casey Affleck was also involved, or there was some things around him being accused of sexual assault.
Sexual harassment.
Damn, you just gonna put the man business all on the street?
Right.
So
everybody ain't know that? Putting him on blast?
Now, when asked to, follow tradition and come present the award
won for what?
this
Manchester
year,
by the Sea?
Yeah, Manchester by the Sea, yes.
Okay.
He has respectfully declined to present the award. in light of
I
the
wonder
Me
why.
Too movement, he said, you know what?
It's
I
like,
don't,
yeah, no.
I don't
Time's
want none
up
of that
now.
static.
Right,
Time's
right.
up. So what do you guys think about that?
I think that's a smart business move.
You do?
Yeah,
How so, sir?
because I'm gonna gracefully bow out and exit stage left before y'all freaking be up in arms and talking about protesting for them to not let me do it. You know what I'm saying? And then the backlash that it would be after that is just like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
Now, do you think this was respectful or hashtag petty?
That's respectful. It's called gracefully bowing out.
Wait, you said is it petty for Casey Affleck to get out of there?
No,
Or is it
that's
petty-
gracefully bowing out.
Or
Yeah, I
did
think
he
with what
gracefully
LeVar's
bow
saying,
out?
like he's
Or
just saying, nah.
Did someone tap him on the shoulder? You know, like when you're a big CEO of a corporation, they're like, oh, he resigned.
Right.
You didn't resign,
that
so
shit,
he
bro.
pushed you out.
Right, so you think his PR team told him like, "Hey, look, just back
Or
away."
Nah.
the
He
Oscars,
gotta
the
know.
Academy told him like,
He
"We don't
gotta
want
know.
you here."
He got to know that
Just
that's
a
what's
question,
going to happen.
folks. That's all I'm saying.
Because if that's the case, then they would have made a big deal of them telling him, and so that they could get on the train of hate and be like, yeah, we said we didn't want him to do it because of blah, blah. But I think he just
No, who
bowed
knows?
out.
I mean, because maybe they wanted to avoid that train of that and just say, you know what, like, because then it looks bad on them. He's handing the Oscar and all of that, so they just said, you know what, let's just why don't you exit stage left?
Yeah, just
we'll
amicably
do something else.
agree to part ways.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
All right, so moving on. Next we have Black Dynamite. We might be getting a part
Dynamite.
two.
And a real quick side note on that Casey Affleck thing.
I threw that before I even came in the room.
There was a petition where it got 20,000 signatures, where people were like making sure we don't want to see him here.
Okay,
Just putting that out.
Just putting that out
putting
there.
it out there. But let's not let that mess up this Black Dynamite.
Yeah,
movie.
man.
I've been waiting
Nothing
for this
messes up
sequel for
Black
like
Dynamite.
10 years.
Yo, at least we had got that great Netflix cartoon in the meantime, you know?
No,
It
it
was
was
like 2
on
seasons
Adult
of that.
Swim before.
I mean,
was on
not even Netflix. I mean, Adult Swim. That's what I meant.
What do we
Chiefing.
think about this?
He's
I'm
going
happy
after the
for it.
man again.
I'm happy.
You know he's going after the man. I want to know what's the premise.
He has to go after the man.
Like that's
But the
it.
question is, so he fought Nixon in the last one.
Right.
Who do you think he's gonna fight this time?
Reagan?
Oh, please let it be Reagan.
I
Please,
mean,
Black Dynamite.
how far
Please,
up are they
Black
gonna go?
Dynamite.
How
Fight
far up are
Reagan.
they gonna go of
Woo.
what he's gonna do? You know what I mean? If they had him fighting
Oh,
Nixon,
that
so
would
now
be
he's got to
amazing.
go after
Nixon
Reagan.
would be the cowboy. I mean, Reagan would be the cowboy with the hat
Oh,
and the
my
6-shooter. Again, oh man.
Michael Jai White, man,
Michael Jai White.
doing his
we,
thing.
We didn't get you in none of these. You played Spawn, but we didn't get you in none of these new Marvel or DC movies.
Man, shut up. Dark Knight, bro. Stop lying.
Yeah, but I need him.
He
as
got a
hero.
pencil in his head.
Yeah, gamble.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're
I
talking
don't
about
like-
as like
I don't like
as
how
a
they did
hero.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I need Michael Jai White in the MCU. I don't
He
even want
does
him
need
in
to
the
be in it,
DCU
yeah.
because DCU ain't is shooting blanks right now.
Yo, I forgot about that death
He
on
could
camera.
definitely be, the Black Green Lantern, though.
Oh, Jai White?
Yeah, Jai White.
He might
Think
be
he
a
could
little.
be a Jon Stewart?
Yeah.
You don't think he's a
definitely.
little too old?
Honestly,
All of these people are in their 40s.
I
Or
would've
most of them. And he doesn't, like, he
But you
doesn't
don't-
look old.
Right, but you don't want to
And
see
he's
him.
mad fit.
You don't want to see
He's-
him
he's
kicking butt.
brolic.
I know you don't want to see him kicking butt, and instead of just using his lantern ring, that's kind of
honestly,
he got skills, man.
honestly,
No, but the Lantern
I
can
would've-
fight, too.
No, they could fight, but I'm saying he's going to be using his lantern ring
Okay.
more than
two questions.
hand-to-hand combat. I want to see him get down and punch somebody in the face.
Questions for you. See, I was gonna say I would prefer him to Luke Cage, but we got a good Luke Cage.
No,
What
yeah.
about if you brought Michael Jai White in as the new Blade?
It'll work.
I was wondering I was trying to wonder who's going to be the next Blade. Like
He could definitely work his blade.
I would
You
would
could coach- you can
absolutely-
I would
that?
allow it.
you can see that.
I
I'll
can
allow it.
absolutely see it, but let's focus on this. Just how amazing this, whatever this new Black Dynamite is gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know who he's going to fight. I don't know.
I don't
who he-
care,
you know,
man.
Who he's
It's
punching
going
in
to
the
be
face.
dope. Because the show was crazy. Like,
He's punching the man in the face.
That's all you need
That's
to
who's
know.
getting punched in the face.
Nah, I'm happy that
he's going to stop
He's
Michael Jackson from turning white.
black exploitation films.
Jesus.
It's going to be all type of, like, if he interacts with, like, these 80s pop stars, bro, oh, my God. Like, how it was on the cartoon.
Of him just running into one after another. Yeah, talking junk.
Oh my God, it would be hilarious.
Let's see what's gonna happen.
Let's see.
Let's keep the party going. What is the next thing we are talking about, folks?
Was it a Crocodile?
Dundee.
Yeah.
I'll let LeVar handle that.
My God.
But now here's the thing.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Here's the thing. We have
Daniel McBride.
Daniel McBride as the new Dundee, but we also have Thor, Chris Hemsworth, as Wally Jr.
Who?
So you know it's gonna be.
I think he's gonna be the
do some
son
comedy.
of Crocodile.
Yeah, they're gonna make it silly. They're gonna make it very silly.
So
wait, Chris Hemsworth is gonna play his son?
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee's real son.
Yeah.
Real son. But who's Crocodile Dundee?
New Dundee is because I think this is like a sequel. I think it's in the same world.
Yeah.
Right.
So this guy's coming from America and he's calling himself Dundee, but Crocodile Dundee's son is Chris Hemsworth. Danny
McBride, right?
Yes.
Is gonna be Crocodile Dundee, right?
Yeah.
A fake Dundee.
Yes.
And so in that scheme, he's gonna be claiming around like he was inspired by Crocodile Dundee. He's the real Crocodile Dundee, whatever. And then Chris Hemsworth,
who is actually Australian,
is going to be the son, and there's going to be a lot of hilarious. It's going to be jokes for days, man. He's going to come around
because we know Thor. He has the comedy thing.
He has the comedy, yeah. So he just opened up the door for himself, man.
I honestly think that he could have been like, I mean, with the route that they're going, this is the perfect comedy duo. But like,
right,
Chris Hemsworth just could have been like Dundee without. You know what I mean?
No, but they want to go with this type of this type of conversation.
To backtrack a little bit about Black Dynamite, Robert said Black Dynamite think Captain America, and then Trump is the enemy.
I wondered. I was like, would they go all the way up into where he's like going against Trump?
It's today, and he still has the afro and the mustache.
Oh, so, and you know what? With Robert saying that he's been crying, he's been in like ice or something like that. You know what I mean?
Cryogenically frozen.
And then he's coming back.
I was getting tongue-tied, so I didn't want to say
he's coming in today's world.
Exactly.
But still
exactly. He still has the fro. That's why he said the Captain America.
So. On some, Austin Powers.
Yeah. So he's been frozen in time this whole time. And then he opens the paper and he sees like, yo, everybody from Africa.
Michael John White, are you listening to this?
Yeah, it's writing itself.
So
wow, Robert Townsend, just we're giving you gold here.
Robert Townsend?
Yeah, he's one of the writers. Robert Townsend.
Robert Townsend is damn.
Yeah, but give Robert Johnson his credit.
It's so crazy that Robert Townsend hasn't been like he's kind of got like shuffled away out of
Has
Hollywood.
He been Hollywood Shuffle? Writing?
Hollywood Shuffle is an excellent movie.
Because I think he might have been
excellent movie.
Been behind the scenes, right? So, anything else about Dundee before we move on to the next?
It's gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna be hilarious.
They got my money.
Day one. Take my money now. All right. Next topic is. Hey, speaking of all that Netflix I've been talking about.
Okay.
Monique says that we
Bright
should.
2.
Monique, the Oscar-winning actress.
Okay.
Yes. Get it right.
The decorated comedian.
Okay.
Putting in work in these streets.
Okay.
Monique.
Right.
The one and only.
All right.
She's such a one and only that we don't even know what her last name is.
True.
That's all you need is Monique when you talk about Monique.
This is facts.
When I said Monique, you knew I wasn't talking about my ex-girlfriend.
This is facts.
Now.
You just gave her a plug. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, man.
Hey. Come on. The point is, she says that we should boycott Netflix. And why does she say that? Because there's a gender and racial pay gap. Because apparently they paid
Amy Schumer all sorts of money.
Right.
I don't remember what that number was, but also they paid Dave Chappelle $60 million to do, 5 specials.
Right.
And they were offering her like less than $500,000.
$500,000?
They offered her $500,000, but after taxes, she was probably getting like $260, $270, which is just like disgusting. Like that's just like, come on.
I've won Oscars. Like there's a problem here, and the way to address this problem is by putting our money where our mouth is. And she says that Netflix has a racial and gender bias with their pay, and that we should boycott them. What do you guys think about this? Who wants to take this one on first?
You want to go, LeVar?
I believe that they disrespected her with that lowball offer, but it's about in entertainment. It's about what have you done for me lately.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is she should have took that money and then went on tour with the money, because it's just like she's expecting, because she has whatever accolades that she has, Oscars or Golden Globes or whatever NAACP Image Awards and
Mm-hmm.
whatever 25 plus or so awards. I could go,
Right. You're
look
looking
at all
her
that stuff
putting
in
in work.
list. But she has a lot of awards.
Right.
So when she was on Sway, she talked about, I'm the most decorated comedian alive. She's won a lot of awards. So if you look at it, she probably has. But other people, have pointed out that other people have won Oscars, such as Jamie Foxx or, a Whoopi Goldberg.
Right.
Or Whoopi Goldberg has a Grammy, Oscar, an Emmy, a Tony, all of these things. But still, that's a lowball offer. Amy Schumer, like they gave her what they gave her because it's just like she had a sold out world tour. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Dave was there doing, his tour. He was doing, Radio City Music Hall and doing whatever. And he never stopped doing comedy. So his name was still a hot out
and
there.
his name rings
exactly.
bells.
So it's just like we know she was funny back like 20 years ago with the Parkers, and that she was one of the original queens of comedy. But it's just like we haven't seen her do anything funny in a long time.
Right.
So it's just like, how do they know it's gonna be funny? So we're just supposed to give you millions of dollars, and we don't know.
It's just a business decision.
It's a business thing. It's like if you're not coming to me showing me a special that you've already done, or a tour that you had that's working, they don't know that it's gonna work.
Right.
So why am I just give you money just because we just giving away money because we cool like that? Mind you, she pointed out how they only offered Wanda Sykes like $250,000, which is crazy, but it's just like she's not hot right now. If you're selling out tours right now, you know what I'm saying? That's how they do it based on.
Yeah.
Still, that's lowball. It's just like they should offer them at least like, okay, $2 million or whatever, $2-3 million, because that's like respectable. You know what I'm saying? Offering you some shit like that is crazy when they're gonna tax like half of it. So, it's disrespectful, but still, you have to get your name bubbling. It's just like with anything. If you wanted to do whatever, you got to get yourself hot before they're gonna throw money at it.
Right. I think I agree with what LeVar is saying for the most part, because for one, and it's the first thing he said, is that number is lowball. There's just no way around it. That's a lowball number. But at the same time, and I'm just kind of piggybacking off what LeVar says, that what has she done to kind of put her name out there? Now, in her defense, her Oscars and her awards should merit some type of increase, because that number is low. That number is just low.
It doesn't show that you're funny.
Right,
but we know you were funny before.
But hold on, let me finish. But you're right. It doesn't show that you're funny. But then, what's the point of getting these awards? Like, because it's almost like, what is your credentials? You say, look, I've been in the game for 25 years. I have blah 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 blah. Like, it's almost an increase to your salary. You know what I mean? You got to look at it like that.
It's definitely disrespectful to offer somebody with those accolades that type of money.
But I agree with what LeVar is saying, that at the same time, it's in the business sense. What have you done for me lately? Amy Schumer shouldn't have gotten.
She's not funny at all to me.
I mean, I can't talk about other people's money or finances like that, but she was making a demand, and the thing that irritated me about that is that she was making a demand that she was trying to get paid like a Dave Chappelle and the Chris Rocks and so forth. When again, they not only have put in work, they have a catalog and a body of work and a huge
and they don't
fan
steal
base.
Other people's jokes.
That's a whole nother thing. But a huge fan base that backs them. There's a demand for them. And so you're hot right now, but how much are you in the long run? And then, not to mention, the work you put out wasn't that good. And
are we talking about
Amy Schumer? Okay. Amy Schumer, yeah. And then on top of that, you find out that from her peers, and they didn't want to crap on her, but they're like, yo, she's stealing jokes, man. You know what I mean? So, and that's the biggest no in comedy. So
you can YouTube that anybody if you want to. Like you can research that yourself.
So to what Monique is saying, I'll just kind of close it up. Facts. Like she's saying, like, look, if you compare these people, like, why is she getting this much, and her work is really not that good versus, with Monique herself. She's coming at Dave Chappelle. You don't come at Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle's name still rings bells. And he delivers the goods each and every time.
Nah, but to her credit, she said, Monique's credit, she said all of them deserve what they got. She said Dave deserve what he got. Chris
Oh,
Rock
okay. Oh,
deserves
so
what
she
he
wasn't
got.
saying that
She's
he
not
doesn't.
saying they don't deserve that.
Right.
She's just saying that they came to her and said
To
this,
her.
and then it's just like that's disrespectful. Like to black, like they see black women as less.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know, that's her argument.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you all a question here. So, is this black women are less thing, or is this a
they pay black women less money?
That's just a fact. Yeah, that's just a fact.
Now, I guess my question.
That's disrespect though. Like 500, yo, that's disrespect.
That's wild disrespectful.
Okay,
Yeah,
like not even $1 million.
But it's just like here's the whole thing. She didn't have to take it. What you do is you go out there, get yourself hot. Like I said, go out there and prove and that you're funny. Because if there's a demand like, oh, you selling out shows,
right?
Because you haven't done comedy in however many damn years. I haven't even seen you do anything funny on TV or in a movie or anything.
Right.
So how do we know that you still got it? You have to go out there just because you were funny 20 years ago. Everybody gets rusty.
Well, she might have been trying to sell scripts, you know, again, like just in defense of her, she might have been trying to sell scripts, and they've been like, no, we're not.
But I'm just saying, she hasn't shown us anything, the general public, anything in the comedic field for a long time.
Right.
So, and with stand-up comedy, it's just like, you can go out there and bomb.
Right.
So it's just like, we're just supposed to give you money to do a special, and it's just like, we don't know what numbers it's going to do and if it's going to be funny at all.
Right.
Because when Dave came to them, he came to them with 2 shits that he already had recorded
He already
himself.
had it, yeah. He already
had it in his stash.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
The
But you
other
said
ones,
she's not coming at Dave.
She's not coming at them.
She's just saying the
but
number
I'm just saying,
itself.
They're offering her that because it's just like, you haven't proved to us that you're funny. We don't know. We get it, your accolades and whatever, but that's not saying that this is viable for us because she could do the special and it could bomb.
Right.
Like, how does she know it's going to be funny? Has she been out there working material? Because, like, when comedians do stand-up, they'll go out there on the road and like, do, like, open mics. Right. And out there, you know, and just, like, in little shit dive bars, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just to work out the material for months until it's funny, and then they tour with it when they got it, and then, boom, now they record it and sell it. But for you to just say, give me millions of dollars because I'm Monique, and you ain't been putting in the work and stand-up for however long.
Right. Okay, gentlemen. So here's my
What's
question.
your text, Steve?
Oh, okay.
No, I get what you're saying.
So what if this is just like a shrewd business move? We live in a climate right now where, you know, you can get the public on your side and a lot
but nobody's on her side. Ain't nobody boycotting Netflix.
A lot of corporations are very sensitive to what happens in the public sphere.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just like a savvy business move. Get people to maybe have this conversation, and I guarantee you, if she comes back to them with something else, they're gonna offer her more money, right? Regardless of the validity of the argument, regardless of whether
it's valid that's disrespectful for offer, but they definitely shouldn't be offering her no 10 million or 5 million or whatever because she hasn't proven it that she's worth that.
There is this thing that I'm like looking on the internet for this guy's name. There's this comedian's name that I can't think of his name, and we kind of said this before about failing upwards. And so in the sense of he's bombed in terms of network television. I don't know how. He's probably a great writer. He's been a writer for Conan for a long time, and I really can't remember this guy's name, but his stuff is kind of hit or miss. And my point of bringing, and it doesn't work because I can't think of his name. But anyway, he is someone that I don't know how much he got paid for his new work and what has he done, right?
What have you done for me lately?
If his name comes to mind, I'll say it like later on or whatever. But I'm just using him as an example, this mysterious person as an example, because in the case of Monique, that yes, it is a shrewd business and there is truth to everything that what LeVar was saying, that look, what have you done for me lately? Because we don't know if you bombed or if you're worth this amount. But at the same time, typically and traditionally, Black women do get paid less. Black comedians do get paid less. Black female comedians do get paid less. They're not acknowledged as much. We saw that in a previous Academy
Black
Awards.
Female actresses get paid less.
What's the young lady's name who's out there in the streets right now? She did
Tiffany
Girls
Haddish?
Trip. Tiffany Haddish. She didn't even get nominated for a comedy. You know what I mean? That movie didn't even get nominated. Not her name didn't even get nominated. But they're putting other.
She did present the awards, like present the nominations.
That's,
but
come on.
Just like come up here and tap dance, but you ain't getting nominated for nothing.
Thank you. So I'm just saying that these
Smile
things
look
happen,
pretty.
and what you can do is you can mask it in a way that, again, like I said, I can't go against with what LeVar said or what you're saying. That look, what have you done for me lately? Because that is true in terms of how much but we know that it's a lowball number. That's just fact. That's a lowball number. Any way you slice it.
That's disrespectful.
So what?
But at the same time, that happens in Hollywood where black females don't get paid as much.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's like this weird.
Absolutely. So it is a conversation that needs to be had. But what I'm saying, just to LeVar's point, we are going to move on because I think we're kind of repeating ourselves.
Yeah, we are.
But I
gotta remember this guy's
Macaulay Culkin can't come out now and be like, I was in
Home Alone.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was big back then.
Right.
He can't come out now and try to say he deserves this kind of money. So it is what have you done for me lately? And Dave Chappelle is a rare item in comedy because he has monetized his scarcity. He stepped away. Everybody wanted him, and Netflix was the one who got him to come back, to show him to everybody. Because if not, you would just see him at a random comedy show here and there.
He never stopped doing comedy.
No, I know, but you couldn't go and just see him like that. Netflix is the one. No, HBO didn't do it. Showtime didn't do it. NBC didn't do it. MTV didn't do it. Comedy Central didn't do it. Netflix got him back. And
he actually did it himself and sold it to them.
No. I'm saying that they're the ones that bought it, and I'm sure there was a bidding war for it. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't Hulu, and they had to pay extra money for that scarcity. So, is Monique going out there doing shows and doing all those other things? Not saying that $500,000 wasn't a low ball offer, but she has not monetized her scarcity the way he does.
Gotcha.
And she ain't been doing comedy. She ain't been on the comedy circuit. So
all right. So let's move on and to our focal point because now we're gonna go into real talk.
Real talk.
So real talk, son.
I'm continuing to look for this guy's name.
About these Oscar
even though it's
nominations,
irrelevant.
and I have some questions around these nominations, and the first one is, do we think that this year's Oscar nominations were political? We know they dealt with Oscar So White a little while back.
Right.
There's the Time's Up or Me Too movement happening right now.
Okay.
What do we think about the nominees for like Best Actor, Best Director? What is it?
Yo,
are these all things that well deserved?
First off,
there we go. Finally.
The winners
past this point
in this order should be Logan, and Logan, because that movie was hot fire.
Wait, but do you think Logan should win?
Logan should win all the awards.
Just wonder.
It should win. It should be nominated for best cinematography, for best score, for best special effects, for best actor, for best supporting actress. All of that. X-23
for best
deserved.
Friend.
For best friend, for best man, for all of that.
Okay.
Can I say one thing?
No, you can't say
for best day ever too.
We completely passed the point, but the person's name that I couldn't think of for the life of me is Pete Holmes, and that's that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so
that's backing it up to when we were talking about Monique. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So my apologies on not remembering this guy's name. Anyway,
now,
as far as
he did his Googles.
This, as far as if you're asking,
by the way,
did
shout
the
out
Academy?
To Sean and Carolyn for sticking with us on this thing.
I appreciate it,
Carolyn. Shout out.
Always showing the love.
If you're asking if the Academy had an agenda this year,
were they in damage control mode?
Aren't they always?
They was shitting on James Franco. Why
aren't they always?
Why they had to do my man the new Goblin like that, man? Spider-Man's best friend.
Now, Get Out was amazing.
Yeah.
But do we think that Daniel Kaluuya deserved that nomination?
Yeah, not over Hugh Jackman,
best
bro.
actor, right?
Best actor.
Yo, Hugh Jackman. When have you ever seen a superhero movie that made you want to cry, yo? Like when Professor X died and he got stuck and he was there holding him and carrying him up the stairs, because you could relate to something like that. It's just when your grandparents or your parents are getting older, and then like the dementia and all of that stuff, man.
To me,
or
I
him,
thought
your
that
body
he got
breaking
the
down
nomination in the car with Daphne Keene, where she punched him in the face, and he's like, "I can't take you. I'm effed up."
Right.
That right there is where I thought he got it. But my question is, what about Best Director with Greta Gerwig. Could you imagine that right now in this climate if there were no female directors nominated?
It has to be. Females is
And by the way,
doing
what
it for
happened to
themselves.
Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman?
But I mean, but do you have a problem with Lady Bird getting that nomination?
I think Lady Bird got a lot of love, and I don't know, the competition was stiff, and I just have to wonder, like, did people get snubbed?
Well,
because of the, trying to have,
the politically
cater
correct
to
shit.
the public.
Cater to the public. Well,
James Franco was definitely snubbed.
If they wanted to cater to the public, there's some rumbling that it would have been an uproar if Logan had got nominated for more things and then Wonder Woman didn't get nominated.
Yeah, they was trying to.
They were already talking
Jodie
about
Foster,
that.
where her hating ass name is, because she's the Academy Board of Voters.
But people were up in arms saying, "Well, how you talking all this good about
Damn
Logan?
elitist.
What about Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman did all this."
So now
great
that's
things.
the other question. Maybe Logan didn't get the love it deserved, because if you gave Logan 3 or 4 nominations, which it absolutely deserved,
right?
Then the microscope comes like, well, what about Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Didn't Wonder Woman come out in 2016 though?
Nope, came out this year.
What, after Logan?
I think they came out in the same month, or
in January.
Maybe Wonder Woman was
because
February, and
because Logan definitely
March.
came out in January. Then
no, I think Logan was March.
Sure.
Pretty sure.
Because I know it came out in the beginning of the year, and that's why I was forgotten about.
They came out within a month of each other, but the point is there some of that to it? Because honestly, when it comes to best supporting actress, right?
Right.
Where's Daphne Keane on that list?
Right. Yeah.
And honestly, I love MJB, but I would have gave that to Daphne Keane over that, and I'll tell you why. Logan doesn't work without Daphne Keene's performance. Mudbound is an amazing movie, and Mary J. Blige was great in it.
Right.
But you can make that movie with someone else, right? You can make that movie with Octavia Spencer. You can make that movie with,
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Angela Bassett,
right?
Like it is the performance of a loving mother.
Well, you're saying that you could just replace. You could just replace them that easily.
No. I'm saying, like, there's nothing. The movie doesn't center around Mary J. Blige's character.
Gotcha.
She is a character in there. She's a strong woman in that film.
Right.
But again, the movie's not about her and doesn't center around her. And I feel like with Daphne Keane, that movie doesn't work.
Gotcha.
Without that performance.
Gotcha.
You could not put. I can't think of another young actress at the moment, but like you couldn't put them in the place of Daphne Keane and make the movie still work the same way.
Well, and it's the funny thing. I mean, and we keep talking about Logan, but this is not just because we're fans of superhero movies. Like, this is just, Logan was a really, really good movie. And you can't stress that enough. And you know what I mean. And I think that's what is. It's kind of perplexing because it should have these nominations, but does that open up the floodgates to where people are going to start expecting superhero films to get these?
If it didn't get nominated, it was a brick.
Right.
It's like a 0 or a 10.
Right. Because there's all these levels of extremes. You know what I mean?
We do need to take a moment.
Why isn't this like a genre that's nominated because so many are coming out? Why isn't there a category best comic book movie?
No, I think
that's pigeonholing it.
I think I think that is saying that it is less than best picture.
Yeah, that's pigeonholing the film.
I don't even think that they should have a best animated category, right?
Yeah.
It was either the best movie of the year or it wasn't, or it belongs with them or it wasn't. Because I can tell you, movies like Zootopia, movies like Coco, movies like The Lion King, those deserve to be in the conversation.
Best film,
movies.
yeah.
Now, is there a limitation on how many films can get nominated for
to 10
the best?
After The Dark Knight, because there was a big uproar after The Dark Knight for Best Picture.
Oh, okay.
Because they only had 5 at that time.
And this one only has 9.
Did that win for Best Picture?
No, it didn't get nominated. There was an uproar, but they raised the number of the amount that they could nominate after The Dark Knight.
But it won for Best Supporting Actor.
It can go.
Actor.
It doesn't have to be 10, but it can go up to 10.
Oh, okay. So there's times past after The Dark Knight where it wasn't a max of 10. It was like 8 or something.
Yeah,
okay. No, because I'm saying there's 9, and you had a slot for
That
Logan.
extra slot.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had that slot for Logan.
So
It's disrespect, yo. I'm boycotting the Oscars.
just like Monique's boycotting Netflix.
Yo, Logan, because it's hot fire.
Look. Patrick Stewart deserves Best Supporting Actor.
Yep.
Hugh Jackman, Best
Whoever
Actor.
played X-23 deserves Best Supporting Actress, yo.
Honestly, I would say.
What, you started cursing him out in Spanish?
I
son.
don't think Hugh
Right.
Jackman would win, but I wanted to see him nominated just because of what Gary Oldman did and what Daniel Day-Lewis did.
Yeah.
Right.
It was stiff competition this year, but the fact that he didn't get nominated, and again,
It's disrespect, bro.
I loved Get Out, but I don't think Daniel Kaluuya deserves to be on the list this year.
Not over Hugh Jackman.
He's been putting in work for years.
For best actor.
And plus, it's just like how he do that movie and The Greatest Showman on Earth or whatever it's called.
The Greatest Showman, yeah.
The Greatest Showman, and you're nominated for neither one.
Yeah.
Well, The Greatest
disrespect, yo.
Well,
or Old Head Wildin says the movie industry is washed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's facts. Oh, hell, wow, that's facts. You know
All
what I mean?
right, so
you know, but real quick, I wanted to mention, in terms of as we're getting ready to move on, whatever. But you know how these nominations work. They spend
Political, bro.
They spend just the
Politics as usual.
just the company itself, right?
By the way, Robert says The Greatest Showman was terrible. Just putting that out there.
The company itself spends $20 million or more, upwards up to $20 million of just saying, hey, get us in these nominations. You know what I mean? So you have to have your film screened, you know, to these writers and things like that, so they can get the buzz going.
How much of that is Golden Globes though? Because the Golden Globes is all about buying the votes.
But all of these things are though. You know that's what they do. They spend all of that PR money on just getting it out there.
The Oscars are a little bit different because they're like, if you are a member of the Film Association,
right?
Which if you've worked in Hollywood and have like been a part of like 3 or 4 films, I can't remember what the number is, and have been in there for a few years.
Right.
There's a lot of people that just work behind the scenes, and there are thousands of people that are voting on these things. Now, a lot of them are voting on them and they had never seen them, but there's like, oh, I know that name, which is why Meryl Streep always gets on.
Right.
Not that she's not putting in work, but the point is, the nomination itself comes from a lot of people and is sort of filtered down. So it's a little bit less than how the nominations work.
For the Oscars itself is a little different.
Thousands of people
because they're always
because
they're always spending money on just getting their names out there into these categories and stuff
that's
like that.
for your consideration, because when people are voting, they're spending money so that people can say, hey, remember what we did.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it depends on what your Oscar push is. But again, Golden Globes is a little bit different because that's just a group of a few people.
Right.
And you got to wine and dine people because and you got to think about it for the prestige that you'll get of having an Oscar nominated or a Golden Globe film,
because then it says Oscar nominated. That's just on your resume.
All these movies are now back in the theater now that were out of the theater before the nominations came out. So
they're gonna be out of the theater when Black comes through. Know that much.
We'll see. Let's move.
So, any lasting thoughts before we move on?
And aside from Logan, are there any other snubs? I say
20 more days, yo.
And the Wonder Women. I think that just kind of fell by the wayside. Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. I think that fell by the wayside, and we could have. I think that should have got some love.
Okay.
Maybe I don't more so than Lady Bird.
Lady Bird.
Actually, I like the nominations this year. I can't really front.
Except for Logan.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. Boycotted.
All right. So now it's time to move on to the fun stuff, folks. We're going to get into our prediction. By the way, one more thing. Old Head Wallin says, come on, B. I scanned through my Cody and it ain't crap worth watching. Okay. Well, more power to you.
So wait, you talking about that? It ain't none of these movies are worth watching?
Not his cup of tea.
I disagree with that.
You know what I think?
disagree with
you know
that.
what I think you'll like Old Head Wallin? You should check out Call Me By Your Name.
Oh man.
Just check it out.
You gonna throw that recommendation out there?
Just from me to you.
Nah.
No,
There's some movies out there.
You may
man.
not like that one.
There's some movies out there, definitely.
I will say that Timothée Chalamet, he got that nomination during the credits of that movie. There's no dialogue. The credits are rolling to the left of him, and he's looking into the fireplace, and you see all of this emotion in his face. He's going from loss, dealing with a real emotional loss,
Right.
to coming to grips with it,
Mm-hmm.
and then understanding that he will be okay. This is as it's rolling. There's no dialogue. The score, which also got nominated, is playing, and I'm like, that right there is what you call a performance. No words.
Killing of
The
a
credits
sacred
are
deer.
rolling.
Killing
Yes.
me softly.
Killing
Absolutely.
of a sacred deer.
Absolutely.
Completely
Absolutely.
forgot about
Definitely,
that.
Definite snub. Definite snub. That was on my pick for favorite.
Killing
movie
of a sacred deer.
Yeah.
Killing of a Sacred Deer. You should watch it. And you should watch it not knowing anything about it. Also, Good
I
Time.
don't know nothing about it.
Love for Good Time.
The score. The score is
Good
amazing.
times.
The score is nominated?
Keeping your head
No, I don't know.
above
I have to do
water.
some Google,
No, I
but
don't
the
think
score
it is.
was amazing.
Making your way if you can.
All right. Now,
Temporary layoff.
like I said, it's
Good
fun time,
times.
folks.
Easy credit ripoffs.
All right. Thanks. We are now going to tell you
Ain't
who we
we
think
lucky we
is going to
got
win
'em.
Oh Lord.
in the 90th Oscars. So I put together a little PowerPoint presentation so we can go through this thing, and we are keeping receipts, folks. So when the Oscars
Always.
do air in March, we will come back to this list, and we will see who was right about what. Spoiler alert, it's going to be me. So, in the
Lies,
ten
lies,
categories,
lies, yeah.
we are moving to, what are we doing?
Who's the first? And
Best Animated Feature.
side note, as far as the best actress, right?
Yes.
When you were talking about, I forget, you just mentioned his name from Call Me by Your Name.
Timothée Chalamet.
When he
yes.
really earned
Yeah.
like that Oscar nomination, Frances McDormand,
Oh.
right?
Oh.
She earned that nomination when she had that conversation with the deer.
She earned the whole movie for me.
She was just brooding.
She
was brooding. I mean, obviously I know why, but then it just I got to see a lot of emotion going on. But anyway, continue. Do your
Okay,
thing.
so Best Animated Feature. So the nominees are The Breadwinner, which is a traditionally animated film, hand drawn.
Okay.
For some reason, another one that got snubbed. Could not Lego Batman be on that list instead of The Boss Baby?
Yup.
It's because Alec Baldwin. But so
Yep.
The Boss Baby,
Yep.
Coco,
Coco's a good one.
Ferdinand,
With dealing
and
with death.
Loving Vincent. Now, what are our picks here, folks? What do we think?
I would like to say it's Coco
Okay.
because just the way that it deals with death and all of that, you know.
Right.
So
Coco
it's
was a dope.
It's a
movie.
good movie, but also I think it's probably going to be Loving Vincent. On I said earlier when you told me, slow roll, because it's on some artsy fartsy shit, and they'll eat that shit up.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't know that it was done in the Van Gogh style, the entire film. So I would like for it to be Coco,
Okay.
but if I'm going to get a W, you know what? I'm going to still stick with Coco.
Sticking with Coco.
I'm going to stick with Coco.
That's where you're going with
Yeah,
this.
that's where I'm going to put. But for the record, I'm going to say that it's either going to go to Loving Vincent or The Breadwinner.
Yeah.
Well, no. Don't tell me who you want. Tell me
Who's gonna
your
take it?
prediction.
This is if you're trying to get the W,
This is for the
you're
W.
trying to get the W.
What you got here?
Because you can pick the same thing as me, because it's who you think is going to win.
Exactly.
Don't be different just for sake of being different. If you're trying to get the dub,
You can tell us, but tell me who to mark down for what's your prediction. Now you can say where your heart is, because I have
your heart is in Coco.
My heart is in Coco, yeah.
I have very different for where my heart is for what I think is gonna win.
What I think is going to win is The Breadwinner.
The Breadwinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have like check. Okay, yeah.
No backseats. Let's go.
You didn't
LeVar.
put mines. I already told you mines.
Which is what?
Loving Vincent.
Loving Vincent.
Yeah.
Okay. LeVar
For the
says-
W. This is for the W,
W.
right?
Loving
Not
Vincent.
for where your heart is at.
Okay. Guess what? I'm going with Coco.
All right.
We talked about the politics of these things.
Son of a bitch.
Right.
Coco's gonna win that.
Right.
Even though we have both said Coco.
Right.
It's
No,
just like-
my heart is.
I was like, I want to
it's
say
for
Coco.
No.
yeah.
My heart I think would win just because of the work that was put in. I'm with LeVar on Loving Vincent, but
Your heart is on Loving Vincent.
yeah, but Coco's gonna win.
Right. Okay.
Like to be clear.
Understand
You
that.
saw Coco, right?
Coco's gonna win. I
What's
saw most
what's
of it.
X98?
Why you got 98?
No,
You
that's
got
my
98
fault.
points
That's
already?
my fault. That's me using these hotkeys.
All right.
Okay, now on to the next category.
On to the next one. Freeze.
Cinematography.
All right. So this is for the W, not what's
For
in
the
your heart,
W.
right? This is not.
For
This
the
is for the
W.
W. All
Who's
right.
gonna win this thing?
Yo,
Mr.
Logan
Woods.
ain't on it.
Mr. Woods. Logan is
bullshit.
not on here. Mr. Woods.
Cinematography.
So the nominees are Best Cinematography. We have Roger Deakins for Blade Runner 2049. We have Bruno Del Bonnell
Yeah.
for The Darkest Hour.
Yeah.
We have Hoyt van Hoyteman for Dunkirk.
Wait, Tema.
We have Rachel Morrison, first female ever nominated in this category, for Mudbound. And then we have Dan Louston for The Shape of Water.
And Mudbound is a Netflix movie.
Cinematography.
Cinematography. They got them shots.
I'm going to say, even though I think it's a terrible movie, I'm gonna say it's gonna be my guy Roger A. Deakins or whatever.
He ain't your guy because you crapped all over him.
Oh, man.
No, but that movie looked great. Because we're talking cinematography. That doesn't mean if I thought that movie was entertaining.
Right. Yeah.
We ain't talking about that.
You don't.
Okay.
You don't got to
It looks
change
great.
the X on mine, so that's facts.
Okay.
It better go to Blade Runner.
Scoob, thank you for joining us. All
Scoob,
right.
what up?
Now,
So y'all be said
No,
Blade Runner
what is
as well?
X8? What are you doing?
no, don't
Y'all be
worry
said
about
Blade
that.
Runner as well?
No,
Or-
I'm Blade Runner as well.
Yeah, so-
so LeVar,
Alright.
Blade Runner.
All right.
Why Steve pick Mudbound?
Put the X on my name, Steve. I
All
already
right.
picked Blade Runner.
Okay.
You messing up.
I'm going with Dunkirk.
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
Okay.
And the reason why
Because you know he's not getting nothing else.
but that's not even him, because
Political?
this film was all done on IMAX. There's no film you can point to with a whole thing. I mean, Infinity War, yes, but that's not out yet, right?
Right.
They
What you
used
call it wasn't an IMAX?
70 no.
this
I'm
crap?
saying all filmed on IMAX. A lot of them are up converted. So he was able to do that with those.
This
loud
shit look like
cameras and
IMAX
make
to
this-
me.
No.
You know, whatever.
You can up
Blade
convert
Runner,
something
whatever the hell it's
to
called.
IMAX, and not every scene will be IMAX. They did the whole
None of that
thing in
porn.
70 millimeter and IMAX. So for the closer shots where they needed dialogue, they used the 70 millimeter cameras because it's not as loud. But
So
and
you
those
really
airplane
think
shots,
that the cinematography on that was better than Blade Runner?
I'm saying that that's what
Really?
He's
Blade
going
Runner,
for W's.
Really?
I'm going W's.
He's going for W's.
No. My heart is with Blade Runner. Absolutely.
Come on, son.
You could come on, son, be all you want.
Stop giving yourself
trying to
extra
get this
points,
W.
bro. You don't get extra
Go
points
ahead.
for that. It's just an X.
All right. Now, let's move on to the next thing, which is
This is a
visual
tough one.
effects. So, we have Blade Runner 2049. We have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We have Kong Skull Island. We have The Last Jedi, which again, I think should have been in the cinematography category and it wouldn't have won. But we also have, last but certainly not least, Planet of the Apes 3.
Which
I'll
I
go for
said,
the Planet of
which
the
was
Apes.
one of my top
Yeah.
movies.
I
which
wanna
said
say-
honorable mention.
I want
Okay.
to say Guardians, right? Because I just want Marvel to win everything. I want comic book movies to win every goddamn thing.
Right.
That's why I want to say that.
That's
but
what your heart is.
but that's not what I'm
Yeah.
picking, though. I'm going to say visual effects. It
Visual
could be
effects.
Blade Runner, but nah, I'm not going to say Blade Runner. I'm going to say Planet of the Apes 3. Yo,
Good choice.
because you ain't Andy Serkis. Come on, bro.
Very good choice. All right. Now, Mr. Woods, what do we got here? By the way, just to recommend a movie to Scoob, we got any movies that stuck out with us this year? If you didn't see Logan, see Logan. And if you saw
I've
Logan,
seen all of
then
those
see-
movies
then
except for
see
The Last
Dunkirk.
Jedi.
Yeah, Dunkirk, facts. Yeah.
When is the Oscars again?
Planet of the Apes
It's in
3
March.
is dope.
Yeah.
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 Now, but forget about that.
Yeah.
Oh, Scoob, see The Killing of a Sacred Deer. It's a dope movie, and I'm not gonna tell you anything
What's your
about
pick,
it.
Yabby?
You just have
Planet?
Visual effects.
Visual effects.
It's a
Let's
hard
go.
one.
Let's keep
That's
the
some stiff
ball.
competition.
Let's keep the party
Doom,
going.
doom, 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 doom.
It's either Planet of the Apes or Guardians, man.
Planet of the Apes or Guardians, but you got to pick one. So it's not either.
I know you
Which
want to
one
say
is it?
Guardians because that's what I
I
wanted
want
to
to
say.
say Guardians.
Because
Yeah.
comic book movies, man, for the dubs.
They're not gonna show love. Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Planet of
All
the
right.
Apes. Yeah.
The coolest
Mr.
monkeys in the
Woods
jungle, bro.
also has
The coolest
Planet of
monkeys
the
in the
Apes.
jungle.
Visual effects.
Okay.
All these monkey movies.
Yeah.
How
Planet
much
of
did
the
they
Apes.
pay
I'm
you
actually
to
gonna
play
agree
a
here.
goddamn monkey? Okay, 3
Planet
times.
of the Apes.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on
Watch,
to the
watch
next
we all
one.
be wrong, and it's Guardians.
Oh, it's probably
Could
gonna
you-
be-
could
it's
you-
clearly
yeah,
gonna be
exactly.
But I'll
Star
take that out. I'll take that
Wars.
out.
All right. Adapted screenplay. We all know where our hearts are on this. But where's your head at? Who's gonna win this thing? Adapted screenplay.
I don't
The
give a
nominees
shit if
are-
I'm wrong. Logan, and Logan.
He just
Hold on. The nominees are James Ivory. Sorry, I apologize.
Yo, if you don't say
Uh,
Logan, don't talk to me for a week.
James Ivory for "Call Me by Your Name." That's
Okay.
based on a book.
Yo, I'm taking off my headphones and
that you
knocking over this
suggested to
whole set.
Old Man Wildin'.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep on.
Keep
going.
Weber and Neustadter, you know what I'm saying.
Who's that to her?
For The Disaster Artist.
Dope movie.
Scott Frank, James Mangold, and Michael Green for Logan.
Amazing movie.
The GOAT, Aaron Sorkin for Molly's Game.
Amazing movie.
And D. Reese and
V. Williams.
V. Williams for Mudbound. Netflix is hot out there right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Woods.
Logan.
All right, we know
and
who
Logan.
you got, sir. You have Logan.
I'm going with
Look at the
Molly's Game.
set.
You're going with Aaron Sorkin for Molly's
Yo,
Game.
don't
Yeah.
talk to me for a week.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
just listen,
Don't talk
man.
to me till next week's show.
Molly's Game is a fly movie, and the way it was written, knowing that it was adapted from a book, and just how it played out on film on screen, it just
But-
the story beats left and right.
but-
It just worked. It was
but-
just dope. Look, I
But
know,
weren't we talking about the importance?
I know
And
the
this is the
importance of
only
Logan.
thing that is
This
being
not about
nominated
your
for.
heart.
I know Logan is.
I'm so
everything.
disappointed in you, man.
Oh my god.
I'm so
with the
disappointed.
guilt
Wolverine.
I'm just
You
saying.
see him on the side. I'm sorry.
Yo, man.
Why
I'm
did-
just
why
going
they do
with
my guy Wolverine like
Molly's
that?
Game.
Molly's Game.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Woods has Molly's Game. All right, this is a tough one for me.
You better say Logan.
I don't think Logan's gonna win.
Disaster
Yeah.
artist. You know, but you talking about strategy here and politics
Strategic.
and everything else, right? This is for the W.
Scoob says Logan is for the culture.
For the culture, my
He
guy.
ain't lying. He ain't lying.
okay.
Shout out to school. This guy knows this guy gets it.
I
This
like
guy
how you
gets
put
it.
Okay.
that guy.
Okay, so
Facts, B. Facts.
I am again. This is for the W. I believe that the best one was
Oh
Logan.
God! All right, I know what you're gonna pick.
But
Ugh.
knowing
My
how
guy.
the Academy goes,
My guy.
I know he's gonna pick.
knowing
Go
how
ahead.
the Academy goes,
ahead.
I'm gonna go with "Call Me by Your Name."
I knew it.
This is
I knew
bullshit.
it. I knew it.
Just because I know how the
This
Academy
is
get
bullshit.
down.
Let's keep it moving. Oh,
All
my
right,
God.
next category. Next category.
For the culture, bro.
This is, mind yourself, this is the movie you suggested to Old Man Wild.
It is absolutely the movie. Okay.
All right.
Shout out to Jackman, bro. I believe in you.
Okay.
Come back.
Original screenplay.
Mm.
Now, this one is interesting.
This is very interesting.
This is tough competition. So we have E. Gordon and K. Nanjanani. K. Nanjanani. For the
John-
Big Sick.
Nanjiani. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
For the Big Sick.
I didn't see that movie.
And
actually.
then on his first time out, not only
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele,
Jordan Peele
Get
gets it.
Out.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele for the culture.
Okay. Greta Gerwig.
I told
Yeah,
you it's
nah.
a
Lady
biopic.
Bird.
Nah.
Guillermo
Get Out for the culture.
del Toro and V. Taylor for The Shape of Water.
Mm.
And finally, Martin McDonough for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Original screenplay. Okay, what do we got? What are we picking here?
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. All right. Don't blame you. Woods, what do you got?
Original screenplay.
Original screenplay.
Man.
Jordan Peele.
Yep. For the
Jordan
culture.
Yeah.
For the culture.
I don't know if it's gonna win, but
Nah,
Culture.
come on.
No, I think
For who?
original screenplay.
Like he did that himself, directed. Like, come on.
that threw
son.
everybody for a loop. So I think, I think
so.
That shit was
what
the
you
world.
going with?
That was a moment, bro. When Get Out came out, that was a moment.
For me, this is a toss-up because I think that the best one is Get Out.
Okay.
But I'm not sure whether they're going to give it to Get Out or The Shape of Water, because The Shape of Water was a very original thing.
Okay.
And it had a dance number in it.
Yeah.
But
she got a second jive.
Original screenplay.
I'm gonna give it to. I think the Academy. I give it to Get Out.
Okay.
Get Out was the most unique thing
Yeah.
that I've seen in years.
Right.
But knowing how the Academy gets down, I think it's gonna go to The Shape of Water.
Yeah, word. I would like to tell you, hold this out.
No, honestly, because of the politics too, they may go for Get Out.
Word.
They may like do what's right and politically expedient at the same time.
Yep.
You never really get that.
Get Out was winning. Tell me. Facts be.
Okay.
Straight
All
facts.
right. Next up.
Supporting actress.
Mary J. Blige.
That's
it.
That's who you going with? Okay.
Octavia Spencer done got awards already. You sit down.
Are you going for who you want to win or who you think will win?
Mary J. Blige for the culture, bro.
Supporting actress for what movies? Go ahead. Real quick.
For the movies. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Leslie Manville for The Phantom Thread.
Okay.
We have Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water.
Yeah, nah.
We have
Laurie
Metcalf.
Who you know from Roseanne.
Who we know from Roseanne for
Lady Bird.
Mm-hmm. And we have Mary J. Blige for Mudbound.
Mm-hmm.
Real love.
And we have Allison Janney for I, Tonya.
Mary J. Blige, bro.
For me, I don't know how the Academy gets down because I don't watch the Academy Awards. But
who do you want to win?
No. Listen, Leslie Manville, she.
Oh no! She
savage.
She wins this.
Savage.
In my
so
book.
For me, I say Phantom Thread. Phantom Thread was a dope movie.
Yeah, I feel
Leslie
like
Manville.
if they trying to be on some political
Mine's
stuff,
Leslie
yo,
Manville, yeah.
all the black people go win.
But I wonder if it's that or Lady Bird though. So
I'm gonna go with Allison Janney for I, Tonya.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw that movie.
I heard
I
that she
didn't
did
see
really
I,
good.
Tonya.
I heard she was really good in that.
She was amazing in that. She was if you remember from the trailer, she was the one smoking all the time who like treated Tanya Harding like crap.
Okay.
But I heard that that's not really how it was. I was reading something on that today in the news. You know, people who knew them or whatever, or at least
Or
they don't friends who don't want her to be remembered that way.
Let's keep it
Okay,
blazing.
keep the party going. Although, by the way, Leslie Manville to me actually in my heart wins this, but my head says that
I, Tonya.
I, Tonya.
Okay.
Yo, I got you, Mary.
Okay. Supporting actor.
Ooh.
All right. So we have Willem Dafoe for the Florida Project.
I didn't see that one.
We have Woody Harrelson for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
My guy
We have
Woody Harrelson
Richard
from Cheers.
Jenkins, who I think deserves this one, for The Shape of Water.
Okay.
Somehow Christopher Plummer.
Christopher Plummer's winning
Just
just for the
who
politics of
replaced
it, bro.
Kevin
For the
Spacey
politics of it.
after
Just to
all
shit
the money
on
in the world.
Kaiser
That's what I
Sose.
wanted. Do you
Just
think
to
they're
shit
gonna
on
just
him.
just
Yes.
smush?
Yes. Just to say F Kevin Spacey, they're doing
Sam
it.
Rockwell's from.
Yo, Christopher Plummer.
Okay.
Sam
Just for
Rockwell's
the
from.
sauce.
And then Sam Rockwell, also from 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. So that movie has 2 supporting actor nominations. All right. Who's going? We know who you have.
Yeah, Christopher Plummer.
Christopher Plummer.
Just because for the visual.
Okay. How about you, Mr. Woods?
Sam Rockwell, man.
Mr. Rockwell.
Yeah, I
Zero chance. Zero chance that's happening.
Especially when you got Christopher Plummer and this guy Richard Jenkins up there. But I'm going with Sam Rockwell.
I think politically that it would be Christopher Plummer, but I don't think they're gonna do that. I think the nomination was enough.
Right.
And I think that they are going to go with Richard Jenkins. I think the best one is actually going to win this one.
Okay.
All right. Next.
I like how you put that in. Okay. No. What did you do? Okay.
Oh, no. That's
Yeah,
my fault. That's my fault. Put it in the wrong slide. Oh, you almost got it. You almost got the point there. Okay.
Moving
Next.
on.
That's crazy how you could be edited into a movie and get nominated for an Oscar.
Light work.
like a month before the movie comes out.
Right.
All right. Now.
Like it's that easy.
Right.
We're getting up there now. Leading actress. Now let
Okay.
me just name them off before you pick who it is. So we have Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water.
Okay.
We have the Street Monster, Meryl Streep for The Post. We have
Yo, she's
Margot
grandmothered
Robbie
into this thing.
for I, Tonya. We have Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, and we have Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yo,
Who wants to take this one first?
I'm gonna say Margot Robbie just because her price about to go up. She's like, yeah, I'm never doing another Suicide Squad movie. If she wins that Oscar, she's like, yeah, that DC shit
Is that
is
really
dead.
who you want to go with?
It's probably going to be Meryl Streep just because she wins it every damn time she's nominated for anything. But I'm Margot Robbie for the culture.
Margot Robbie.
I'm going with the comic book
That
movies,
is.
bro.
All right, Mr. Woods. What do you have? What do you have for us?
Saoirse Ronan. That's in what is that? Lady Bird, right?
Yes. That's what you're going with? Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking of The Shape of Water actually, or 3 Billboards.
Okay.
Cause man, but I don't know. Has Frances McDormand, has she ever won a Oscar?
I think she has, but I can't
Right
confirm
off the
that.
top. I'm gonna just say
Oh no, I already put you down for
Yeah.
Saoirse Ronan.
yeah. That's
All
what I'm
right.
going with. I'm
Now
gonna look this up.
I'm gonna go with. What am I going with? I am going with Sally Hawkins.
Oh, she's won. Her awards is stupid.
No, she's amazing. I think she actually no.
She already man. Nah.
So, now I was between Sally Hawkins and Frances McDormand, but the reason that I think she'll win, and the reason I think that Sally Hawkins will win, and the reason why I think she takes it a little bit over Frances McDormand is that she played a deaf person who was also a mute, so she couldn't talk.
Right.
Right? Like she to be able to pull off a film and give that level of emotion. Not to mention there was a dance number in there too. It is no easy feat to play that role without being able to express anything in words. So I think it goes to her.
You know what? Put me down for Frances McDormand.
He talked you into it.
Switching up.
Nah, cause her catalog is stupid.
No, it's crazy. She's amazing.
Her catalog is stupid. So
Okay.
that's
I mean, and no disrespect to
No, you got
Saoirse. Oh, see?
yeah.
See? Look what I'm doing. All right.
Put me
Let's
down
move-
and we can move on. Yeah.
Move on to the next one.
What's this best actor?
Leading
All
leading actor.
All right, let's move on to the next one. What are we doing?
Come on, Steve. Get your PowerPoint presentation
Best
perfected.
actor. So, apparently, Old Head Wildin says he might have a thing for Meryl Streep.
I can't
He
be
said
mad at him
he
for
said
that.
he would do the deed.
I
Oh,
can't
Smash?
be for
All right, now,
Smash it like an Idaho potato?
that.
okay, so the
there
nominees
something
here
about it,
are
huh?
for Get Out, for his performance in Get Out, Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah. Nah.
Forget out.
The
Right?
Kaluuya.
legend Denzel Washington
Yo,
for his
Denzel,
performance
Denzel.
in Roman J. Israel Esquire.
I didn't see this movie. I
Yo,
gotta see
bro,
this movie.
the way he got clowned on the gram, bro, he got to win just for that.
In his final
Clown, yo, the
performance-
memes.
Right.
The memes.
In his final performance, We have Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's super political, so he went. He's like, you ain't never gonna see me again, so you better give me this Oscar.
We have Daniel Day-Lewis for his performance in The Phantom Thread.
Which was phenomenal. Which was super phenomenal.
Like, everybody said Denzel was great as Roman J. Israel, but the movie wasn't that good. But his performance was.
Right.
Okay. Now, Timothée Chalamet for his performance in Call Me By Your Name. Nobody knows about that one. Okay.
No.
I saw it yesterday.
No.
All right. Next, we have...
That's my guy.
Last but certainly not least, or maybe we're saving the best for last, Gary Oldman for his portrayal of Winston Churchill in The Darkest Hour. All right.
For me personally, it's a two-horse race.
Mr. Woods is taking this one first.
No, I don't know. It's a
stiff competition, bro.
What you got?
But it definitely ain't Daniel Kaluuya.
It's either Daniel Day-Lewis or Gary Oldman. And if
LeVar says he's doing a write-in for Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
He's doing a write-in candidate. Who do we got?
Daniel Day-Lewis' performance in Phantom Thread was amazing. I'm gonna have to say Gary Oldman, man. Gary Oldman
Goes with Gary Oldman. Okay. All right.
I'm going with Gary Oldman.
Johnson, who do you have?
Because Darkest Hour was dope.
Oh no, his performance was everything. Who do you have, sir?
Denzel, he physically transformed himself for that, bro. He became that guy, bro. He physically transformed himself to do that role. So yeah, for the dedication that it took.
Okay.
It was no prosthetics.
Okay. That was all him.
Yeah.
All day in the gym.
Now, I would think they may give it to Daniel Day-Lewis just because he says he's retiring, although I think he's pulling a JK.
It's a lie.
Tell him you're retiring to get people to watch the movie.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go...
Fun fact.
Tell me about these facts.
Two in a episode. Since Jay-Z announced his retirement eons ago, I have not listened to the Black album because that was when he said he was retiring.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite albums of all time, right? Until he actually retires, that's when I will listen to it again. Fun fact. That's all I gotta say.
So you just listened to
brought
it once?
to you by...
No, I've just listened to it.
Haven't listened to it since then.
I have not listened to it since then, yeah. I mean, nobody cares, but that's just my little fun fact. I have not listened to that album.
This message is brought to you by hurting no one but yourself. Okay.
Yeah, that's true, man.
So...
That is my album. Who are you going for? In your heart? For your heart? This is for the W? What are you doing?
Honestly...
Daniel Day?
You just said Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, I said Daniel Day. I said will the Academy give it to him because
political? Man, come on, man. Pick.
I'm gonna go with Gary Oldman on this one. I'm gonna toe the line.
My guy from The Fifth Element.
All right, will you flip a table if this guy gets it for Get Out?
I'll be happy that a black guy got it, but like deep inside, I'll be like, damn, this is a participation award.
Aren't they all?
All right, so next we have, this is it, folks, Best Director. Now this is important here because this is the first time ever in history.
Jordan Peele.
All his work that he put in, first time ever.
Talking about
that Christopher Nolan, after his work in Memento, after his work in The Prestige, after his work in the Dark Knight trilogy, after his work in Interstellar, after his work in
I like how you're playing
Insomnia.
Yeah, that's hot, but Jordan Peele.
Okay, let's go through the other nominees. Let's tell folks the other nominees. But the first time ever he's getting nominated, I think that's a big deal. Also a big deal, Jordan Peele. This is his freshman outing. He came from a comedy sketch TV
Yo, he
show.
wrote this movie. He directed this movie.
And produced this movie.
Yeah. One man show. And Mother Effers was taking him for joke.
No movies on one
I'm
man
just saying
show.
it's not, but I'm just saying he did all the major stuff.
But
this is his baby.
This is his baby, and he did it for $4.5 million. The movie goes on to make nearly $300 million worldwide.
Light cheese, bro.
And
for the culture, bro.
And it takes something to have to direct with no budget, right? When you have unlimited money and they'll give you $300 million to make a movie.
Oh,
do whatever you want.
He writing his own ticket now.
Oh, he is. But what I'm saying is takes skill.
Especially if it wins. Oh, he got for the culture.
That takes skill to be able to direct something, and on your first time.
But people was taking him for joke.
Budget.
Like, all I do is comedy. That's what you think?
Okay. Well, hold on, Carolyn. Now you say it's political, so we know who we get. It's 2 Daniels nominated. Oh no, you mean for this? We don't. So for best actor, we have 2 Daniels nominated: Daniel Kaluuya and Daniel Day-Lewis. So which Daniel do you mean, Carolyn?
She means Daniel Day-Lewis.
The next one, Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. And then, like I said, I went through the whole spiel for Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, you did. And then you got
Guillermo del Toro, who's been putting in work.
Yeah.
And then Paul Thomas Anderson for his work on The Phantom Thread. Now, Phantom Thread is an amazing film. It's a masterclass in filmmaking. So is The Shape of Water. Greta Gerwig gave us what I think is still the highest reviewed movie the entire year of 2017. So, what do we think here, people?
I would say that it's Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele
for the culture, bro.
For the culture. Okay.
Directing a film.
Best director, yes.
The direction of a film.
$4 million, bro. $4 million and made 300 mil. My guy, first time, my guy, he wins. That's it.
But based on he's talking about how it's political and all this other stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
I want Christopher Nolan to win as best director. But what did Paul Thomas Anderson did? Phantom Thread.
Yeah. Paul Thomas Anderson. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting pick. All right. Now, I am going to go with
Greta Gerwig, aren't you? I'm just stopping you right now.
No. I'm going to go
for the W.
For the W, I'm going to go with Guillermo del Toro. There was a dance number in that.
You keep going back to that somebody dancing a damn Jake. You mentioned that shit like 4 times.
But you know why he's saying that? Because that he went this hard on this movie to say, give me all these mother effing awards.
No, the movie is like genetically engineered for an Oscar. It's like everything you want. It's a love story. It's a person who who is a misfit from society, who has to find their courage to go and love something that everyone else thinks is a monster, and then she can't talk, and then for no reason at all, it's not a musical, but they put a musical number in there, just like, basically, it was the same thing as when Leonardo DiCaprio slept in a dead horse and looked in the camera like, give me an Oscar. That's basically what that dance scene was.
But there was a reason for him sleeping in that horse, though.
There was no reason for this dance number.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I think
jazz hands.
I think that
Guillermo del Toro. You think he's getting it?
Director, yes.
All right.
Now, who do I think deserves it?
Jordan Peele.
Either Jordan Peele or Christopher Nolan for all his work.
Right.
But for this year, if we're only looking at this year, I go with Jordan Peele.
Watch it be Greta Gerwig.
Okay.
All right. Good.
All right. So.
Is that it?
This is our last category. We're going for Best Picture.
Logan.
As we
doing
wrap
the writing
this thing
candidate.
up.
Okay. So, the nominees are The Darkest Hour.
Dope movie.
Call Me By Your Name.
Didn't see it.
Dunkirk.
Fly movie.
Get Out.
Dope movie.
Lady Bird.
No, I didn't see the movie.
Phantom Thread.
Dope movie.
The Post.
Shouldn't be up
Message.
there.
The Shape of Water. And 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
It's probably going to be
Dunkirk. Best picture. You're going to start this off?
Now, absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
It's probably going to be Dunkirk.
Now, I will say.
Best picture of the year.
You know what? Go ahead. I'll tell you what I'll say when it's my time to vote. Who's going first? This is it. It's
I'm going with Get Out.
Get Out. You think Get Out's going to win Best Picture?
Yep.
All right. Casting your vote. This is it.
everything that black people is nominated for, I'm taking all the W's, bro.
For the culture.
For the culture.
Okay. This was actually like literally for the culture though. Like that's what the film was about. But okay, Mr. Woods. Tell us. Give us your take.
Yo, man. The best picture.
Best film all year, B.
For me.
For you.
Logan.
No, of course.
Like I said, bro,
that's
all
facts.
of this is null and void. I boycott this crap. But since we're doing this for, argument's sake.
Right, you gotta get out. On this list, Dunkirk. But, no. But after hearing all of this information, right, I feel like they're gonna say Shape of Water is the best picture of the year.
Okay.
What is the Shape of Water?
So if I'm going for the W.
For the W.
And I might catch an L. The Shape of Water.
You're going for the Shape of Water, okay.
Yeah,
for everything.
Yeah, but I'm playing my marbles, my chips on the Shape of Water. But
okay.
Dunkirk, if I'm wrong, just let it be known. Let the receipts know.
I want receipts.
Dunkirk is.
Oh no, we're just going back to the list. There's gonna be no audio for context, buddy. All that was here was the list. That's what's gonna go down.
All right. So there you go.
Now,
that's what I'm going.
I will agree with you that if barring Logan on this list, the film that I enjoyed the most, the film that had me on the edge of my seat, the film that had me feeling for characters, the film that made me feel like I was there myself was Dunkirk. That is the most enjoyable film this year, in my opinion. Who do I think is going to win is a whole other story. Now, I think that I feel
best picture.
No. What I feel like what the Academy will do is pick Call Me by Your Name. But
for the best picture?
Yeah.
Of the year?
They will. They absolutely will, and you know they will. That through that thing, they'll do it.
Yeah, they'll do it.
They'll look you in your face and pick that movie. But okay, I'm gonna agree with you. I think they're gonna go with Shape of Water. It is just.
And y'all could look back, and see that I won all of this stuff. I was right. And I did it for the culture, bro.
I'm even thinking about that director, man. It's like Christopher Nolan, man. I know it's too late.
It's too late.
Christopher Nolan, man. All right. So you're going Shape of Water.
You know what?
Put your chips on Call Me By Your Name.
I'm putting it on Call Me By Your Name.
Because you're just thinking about how...
Thinking about politics, baby.
All
right. That is it, folks. We've given it to you. We've given you our list of predictions for who we think are going to win the 90th annual Oscar Awards ceremony.
Right.
Now, we are going to come back to this list. That's why I made it in the way that I did, so that we can come back and look at it and see who's right and wrong. Maybe we'll do a little drinking game to see who wins and who loses. Or maybe we want to put some money up. I don't know.
Hey.
Tell us what you think. Tell us who you think is going to win. Tell us if you saw all of these movies, because I actually went out and did it.
Don't forget that you told Old Man Wallen to go see Call Me By Your Name.
Because you know what? I think it's going to win Best Picture.
All right.
Yeah.
But that is our show,
You a gambling
folks.
man?
Thank you for everyone who tuned in, right?
Yep. Thanks for everybody for staying with us this long.
Thank you.
Yeah. But
All right.
Tell them where they can find you folks. You good folks. Mr. Johnson, where can they find you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can find me at the particulars. The Dude Abides with a Z and a couple periods in between.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Woods.
He don't tweet.
Where can they find you?
That should be your Twitter handle. I don't tweet.
I don't tweet at all.
But then you wouldn't tweet. So
right.
how can he do it?
True. Facts. Why Woods, Why Not? Across the board. So Why Woods, Why Not on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Or whywoodswhynot.com, where you can catch some photos, notes, thoughts, quips, tips, all that stuff.
Okay. And I am your host, Mr. Johnson, and you can find me on your favorite social media network as long as it's not Snapchat.
Yep.
At
he hates the Snapchat.
AM Johnson.
Anti-Snapchat.
I hope you enjoyed what we did this week. Check out our other shows. We got another show coming soon. Hashtag 36 Chambers of Fatherhood. We have our politics show that we filmed earlier today called The Second Page, where we keep you up to date with all the fuckery that Trump is doing.
Oh, man.
I apologize. No, I'm not.
But that's
sorry.
what it is.
But
if he
and
could
just
say
catch us next
shithole
week
and
where
all this
we
other
keep
stuff.
you up to date, and we're gonna tell you what to watch. Now, in
Yes,
the
sir.
coming weeks, tell them what you're gonna be watching. So we can get out of here.
Black Panther in 20 days, yo.
No, what are you watching this week before the next show?
What am I watching?
Yes.
The back of my eyelids.
Okay. Okay. No TV, no nothing.
There's what
Mr.
I'm going to
Woods,
be
what are you
watching. Two things is I'm going to finish up I'm going to watch The Shape of Water.
Okay.
Because I did not see that one.
Oh, so you didn't see it and you picked it.
I'm
Best
picking
picture.
it. No, I mean I went off of everything he said. No, you can't do that. Don't take it away.
No, I'm not taking it away. I'm putting it on the screen for them to see. Mr. Woods voted for The Shape of Water and didn't even see the damn movie. Wrote the song, can't remember the
Listen, we said for the W. We said for the W. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I'm going to check out, there's this anime out, Castlevania. This Castlevania
animation.
on
Netflix. You're going to watch that on Netflix.
Super fly.
Oh,
yeah,
man. Castlevania, like that, the video game?
Yeah. It's done really well. I think it's been out for a while, but I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to go see that.
On my list of things, I might watch that.
No,
on my list of things to watch on Netflix is the new Cat Williams special.
Okay. There we go. And I, personally, this week, am going to watch, and what's today's date? I'm going to watch Altered Carbon on Netflix, which is basically like Blade Runner, but a TV show.
Okay.
That's the plan. And I said I was going to watch Vikings last week, but then these Oscar nominations came out, and I had to go and watch 5 movies this week.
Right.
In the theater.
Yep.
You're welcome. And that's all I got for you, folks. That's all we have for you. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate every view. We appreciate every comment. We appreciate every like. Yes. And call in sometimes. We want to hear what you think. We want to hear you tell us how full of crap we are. So, with that,
like a duck,
I will say,
hugs not drugs.
There we
all
go,
right.
folks.
There you go.